Good evening and welcome to the Parent Impact. I'm your host, Tafshier Cosby, and this is powered by the National Parents Union. Thank you for joining us tonight, February the 16th. It's still Black History Month. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and welcome. We appreciate you being here with us tonight. So let's get started. We have a full show. We have some really great guests that we're going to talk to tonight. So we know the story across the country, right? Normally I get started with my New Jersey updates and my Newark updates, but we all know what's happening across the country, right? People are in the middle of severe storms. There is snow in places that it hasn't snowed in hundreds of years. Ice storms are happening. Severe weather is happening in the Midwest. So we're sending some love to our fellow delegates and for our fellow families across the nation who are experiencing this extreme weather. Please be careful. Please be safe, especially our families in Texas, who we now have millions of families without power. Please be safe down there. We're sending our love from New Jersey. We also have another snowstorm coming, so we're sending our love, but we're also feeling your pain. We have another snowstorm coming this Thursday, 6 to 8 inches of snow. The snow that we have, it seems to be melting very slow. Today it melted a little bit. It was a little warmer today, but it seems to be melting really, really slow. So I think we are all going through something challenging with this weather. But please make sure that you're being safe. Please make sure that you're checking in on each other, checking in with your neighbors, checking in with your elderly neighbors. But also, if you are out, please continue to practice social distancing. The COVID numbers around the country are going down, but let's continue to see that happen, and let's make sure that we're being safe in these extreme weather. So our love to everyone across the country, and even our fellow New Jerseyans, because a lot of places got hit, with a lot more snow than up here in northern Jersey. So please just be careful, everybody. Please be careful. Our folks in Texas, please, if you can, buy some boots. I don't know if those cowboy boots are going to be effective, but please get some boots. So, our New Jersey update for today. New Jersey delays their state testing, giving officials time to explore all options. And New Jersey is going to delay its test for 1 month. There have been lots of conversations. There are supporters on both sides of this conversation and debate and discussion, right, about state assessments. The folks that feel like we should have them for the data, right? How do we measure what the learning loss is going to be for our children? How do we know if there's learning loss? How do we know what they've actually learned, right, throughout the course of this remote learning? If we don't know that information, how can we make sure that we allocate funding to things like summer school? How do we allocate funding to SEL and things that we know the kids are going to need when we come out of this COVID situation? But then you have on the other side, you have some supporters who are saying that that same data can be received in from local districts, right? Teachers can put together portfolios of information that's going to tell the same data for the education that the kids are getting every day, right? The kids that are logging on, the things that are learning, the assessments that they're doing in smaller groups. You can get that same data. So there is, supporters on both sides of this argument, but the DOE itself has pushed back the assessments that would have started in March. They're pushing them back to no later right now than April the 5th, while some lawmakers are also calling for the state to act for a waiver from the federal government to actually push them back completely for this year, not to actually administer the test. Last year, they were canceled because COVID around the time. It was right before testing was supposed to happen. So administrators, lawmakers are asking for the same thing to happen. So we're going to continue to follow that. We're waiting for Biden's administration to figure out for states whether he's going to give the states the ability to decide or whether it's going to be a mandate from the federal government. So we're waiting for that. So that's what's happening in New Jersey. And then in Newark, there's also, again, about education. There's a headline on NJ.com that says there's a new fight over charters. So, just some stats. Charter schools are 1/3 of the families in Newark are enrolled in charter schools. And then in our most recent PARCC test for the state of New Jersey, it shows specifically for Newark that all of the schools have made increases, right? All of the students have been learning, and it shows the test scores are actually up across the board. So again, I'm part of the National Parents Union, right? And I am a parent choice advocate. So my question out there for everyone, all the parents out there is, is there a fight, right, for parents? Are we still fighting, right? I think sometimes when I see headlines like that, it's people are telling us how to be as parents, right? Like, oh, you should be a staunch supporter of one specific district over another. No, I feel like as a parent, you should be deciding what school is best for your child, right? Not every child is different. You know your child, you know what their learning style is, you know what they can comprehend. You should be the decider of what school is best for your child. Thankfully, we do have choice here in the city of Newark. We do have a choice of schools to be able to send our children. I think, in Newark, we've always had the ability to have choice, right? We used to have traditional public schools and then our private schools. The difference was those who couldn't afford to have their children in a private school had to settle, for the traditional public schools and try to advocate and do the best that they could for their children. But now we have a third choice, right? We have three choices in our city to be able to make for our families. So while I understand the headline where they're saying that traditional public schools, they're trying to make it harder for some of the charter families, I feel like families should always have had the decision making ability when it comes to what school to send their children to. So I don't think we're fighting, right? I think that parents have always been like, we're good, right? Because I know lots of parents who have children in all different schools, right? They have kids in traditional traditional school, charter school, private school. I'm a parent who's taken advantage of all my opportunities for my family. So I don't think we're fighting. I think that some people in the city want to make things a little bit harder, for some families, but I think the families on the ground are okay with each other. I think that we're all okay with each other. I think that we just want to make sure that our children are having the best educational experiences they can, and that we continue to have choice as parents as to where to send our children. So that's what I think. That's my commentary. Again, people on both sides of the aisle feel differently, but that's how I feel. So I have some amazing guests tonight here with me. A few of them I've known for a long time, and one of them I actually just met, but she is doing some wonderfully amazing things out here in our North community. So we are happy to have her here. So let me bring them on. First, Mrs. Carolyn Wallace, who I think a lot of Norkers already know. She's been in this town a long, long time. She's been founder and CEO of the International Youth Organization for 50 years now. And then we also have Elliot Garland, who is the administrator for the New Jersey Youth Corps for Newark and also for Essex County. And I think everybody also knows Coach L. I think everybody knows L. He be all over the place. He's all over the city. He's coached so many young men and women to success and greatness. So we have our RYO crew on. And then we also have Seda. I should ask you how to say your last name, but Seda is here from Seda's. Um, she's the founder of Seda's Career Planning Adventure Inc. So I want to know more about that name, right? Like, what does that mean? Career Planning Adventure. So I'm excited to have Seda here with us tonight. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Parent Impact.
Hi.
Thank
Hi.
you so much for being our guest tonight. We really appreciate you guys coming by, talking to our audience, being part of the conversation. Tonight's topic is community organizations. We're going to be talking about the role that they play in our cities, the role that they play in our families, and opportunities for more people to get involved with community service organizations. So let's start with IYO, right? 50 years of IYO. Well, first, you know what? Let's start with how you guys are doing. We like to start and ask our guests how they're doing in this COVID environment. So we'll start with you, Ms. Wallace. How are you doing in this COVID environment?
Well, I'm doing all right. I mean, just like everybody else, I'm tired of trying to breathe under the mask, no matter what kind of material I try to switch to. I think we're just tired of that. And as being 85, naturally, I have a compromised immune system. So breathing under a mask has not been fun.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm doing okay. Like I'm restoring body parts at 85. So old car needs new parts. And hopefully, I'm looking forward to the new group of young people that will be coming in to take IYO into the future.
Absolutely.
Like my husband started IYO, and we weren't married at the time, but he started it, and I joined to help him, not be any more than that, just a helper. I did not plan to be a main character in this venture,
Right.
but
And
something
here
went
we
wrong
are.
with my plan. But
But you
other
know
than
what?
that,
We loved on the
I'm
families.
yeah, I'm proud of the fact that we I made it through COVID, and hopefully, I'll make it through the rest of the time till all the shots have been given to everybody, and we're in some sort of reasonable security. Um, who knows how long it's going to last? But
Yeah.
I just pray for all of those that are going through it and have to go through it, and it's just been very difficult, interesting, but very difficult.
Yeah.
IYO has been blessed to have a very successful year, even with COVID, because of the ability to have the kind of space needed
Yeah.
to do distance
Right.
learning. So I think that was an asset for us. Other
Absolutely.
than that, we're scuffling just like everyone else is trying to make social service work with the burden that COVID and the election and the snow and everything has put on us,
Yeah.
and such
Absolutely.
a heavy burden for people that really were already close to the edge. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
agree with that.
from our YO standpoint,
Yeah.
that's my concern, that
Yeah.
we can get out of this and get back to the social climb that we had started. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you've been providing, services for families in our city for 50 plus years now, you know?
Yeah, we've had over 40,000 people come through the program. In fact, I'm glad to retire because, like I said, now coming into the program, and it fits right into what you're talking about, our educational system, the young people that are coming to IYO to join some of the programs, which you'll hear from Elliot, they are the grandchildren of my first set of parents,
Right.
which is heartbreaking for me because that means we didn't move as fast as I thought we would be moving 50 years ago.
Right. Right. With
We didn't
having them
move.
come back to youth corps, right? To the program to where they're getting their GED. They had
Yes,
some struggles in high school, and they're coming back.
still homeless, still not
Yeah.
on the level where they need to be, socially, mentally. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit later about ways that we can move forward, right, and maybe get some new leadership in IYO. You
yes,
said you're
yes,
retiring. I
yes,
mean, we hate to see you leave, Miss Wallace. We love you around there. We love your presence. We love your energy. But if we can get some younger folks in there, some new
yes,
people who
yes.
have new
New blood.
ideas for the
That's
space,
right,
things that they
right.
want to do with
I don't
families and
want to be on your
communities.
Zoom. I don't want to be on your Zoom. I don't want to be in your Zoom audience. Don't want to do that.
Well, thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate you,
Okay.
and I'm happy that you're keeping safe during this
Yes,
COVID environment.
yes,
Thank you so
yes.
much.
Praise God.
Elle, how are
Yeah.
you doing during this COVID environment? I know you're a people person, so I know this may be tough for you.
Yes, this is real tough. Like I said, challenge for me.
You got to talk a little bit louder. You're a little low.
This youth co program that I run, that I facilitate here at the RYO, is still working with young people,
A little bit
getting
louder.
getting them
Sorry.
engaged. You hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
All right, getting the young people engaged. Um, Talking to them through a phone is not. The youth corps program is a hands-on program, really.
Yeah.
So, like I said, like that I will had enough space so we can have the young people and get the permission, have the city come and look at the building so we can have them come in and still do the same program with all the rules with the masks, hand sanitizers, wiping the doors down, distancing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but for me, like you said, it's been hard because, like you said, I'm hands on trying to grab somebody, move them to where they need to go, making them realize that it's time to do something productive.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I know just being, in this environment where we have to now, everything's different, right? They have to wear masks and, we got to make sure we're washing our hands and people are 6 inches, 6 feet away from each other. And, I know IYO for years, right? My kids have been coming there when they were younger for summer camp. My oldest son, he still comes there. I know he wishes he could probably come and spend the night and play hide and seek again like he used to he used to do when he was younger. But I know, for me coming to IYO, for myself and for my family, there was always hugs, that were going on. We would always be,
Yes,
everybody's just really
yes,
friendly, welcoming
yes,
back. It's like, seeing old friends and watching the kids grow up, and, not being able
yes.
to do that, as part of, and as part of IYO, which is what is part of what made people, gravitate to the space
And
because of
it's
the
what
people.
they needed. It's what they
Absolutely.
needed at that time and still need.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So I know
that's what's
that's tough.
heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully, things will be better. And then we can, be able to move forward and have families come back in to the space.
Yes.
So I'm glad you guys are doing okay. So how are you, Seda? How are you doing in this COVID-19 space?
Oh, great. Dealing with kids and trying to run a business. Oh, awesome.
It's just a joy, right? It's like Disney World. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Definitely fun. There's an echo. I'm so sorry. Can you hear this?
Yep. I think that you are on two. I think, let me see if I can remove you from remove.
Mm.
Okay. Is that better?
Let me see. Hello?
Okay. Is that a little better? Can you hear us a little better now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think because you were logged in twice, sometimes that creates an echo. So
Oh,
you're
that's my
doing okay in this environment? I mean, other than like you said, trying to run a business, trying to take care of kids, remote
Yeah,
learning.
I'm doing okay. With the help of partners, collaborators, as y'all can hear the kids in the back, with the help of them. Look, mommy, this is the parent impact, right? You
Yes, it
shouldn't have
is.
invited me because
And it's real
it
life.
gets
That's right.
it's the real deal.
It's real life. This is a real
Look
life
at
show.
him.
The real live show. So this is the real deal. It's nothing
Right.
fake. The parent impact is real.
Yes, it
All
is.
right. So
Yes, it is.
this is gonna be a live
Being
show.
played for.
You're gonna be like, oh my god, we gotta edit this show, right?
There's no editing. We are live right now. It is happening right now.
Oh my Miss Wallace, I love Miss Wallace. Hey. Okay, so it goes down. It's the real deal with sorry. Hello, hello, hello,
No worries. No
hello,
worries.
hello, hello, hello. Okay,
This is
and
it.
this one is stuck in the back of me. He's stuck, but he's trying. Okay, so you see what I'm going through. It's nothing
Right.
fake here.
Yes, you are not alone. You are not alone in this space. And I know a lot of our viewers who are watching, right, are parents and they are going through the same thing, right? Like I said, this is not scripted. This is true stories of
True
authentic
story.
parents who are going through, authentic things are happening to them in this space right now. So
Yes,
thank you so much. Thank you for showing
this
us, this is the truth. Like this is real.
this is really real. This
Yeah,
is real, and this is what I go through every day. And Elliot, no, and I'm glad that I'm a part of IYO and a part of other agencies that are willing to accept what I'm going through as a
right.
parent and also a business owner throughout the pandemic because it's definitely hard, but it's fun at the same time if your heart is into it.
That's right.
If your heart got to be into it, you really got to be genuine into this business. You can't just go into business and say, this is what I want to do because I want to make money. Okay, fine
Mhm.
and then, but are you ready for stuff like this, natural disasters.
That's right.
Yes.
You know, are you ready for this type of stuff? And this is a
Yep.
prime example. So I'm hit with this. So I'm dealing with, kids are on Zoom and I'm running a business at the same time and
Right.
doing partnerships and doing collaborations and doing connections. And I still got to run a business. I run about 11, I want to say 11 programs at the same time at a young age.
Hmm,
And
hmm.
I clap myself on the shoulder because I don't get it from nobody else.
Right. Well, we
You
we
see what I'm
support
saying?
we support you. We're giving you love. We sending you high fives. Across the
No,
city.
I got it. You know what? I'm sorry. Elliot, like, excuse me. Elliot Miss Wallace probably like, excuse me. But no,
So tell us
you
more
know.
about your business. Tell us more about Sadia's career adventure. Sadia career
So,
adventure.
so yeah, we do a lot. We do with community and business. We focus on community and business development. We focus on trying to just transition those to becoming more successful, more wealthy. That's all. Just trying to get you into a zone that you wasn't into. You know, our community was not brought up. It was taken. First of all, it was taken out of our books to learn about buying land, to learn about buying property, to learn about investments, and to go into your own business, make your own contracts, and etc. This is Black History Month. Okay, so every day I'm constantly posting. You are from greatness, Saria. You are from greatness. Okay, so what we focus on is basically just that. You are from greatness, and just continue to focus on developing yourself. That's what we focus on. We focusing on community and business development.
That's right.
However way we can do it, that's what we focus on. From the heart though. Genuinely from the heart, honestly.
Absolutely. And what does your partnership with IYO look like? I know that you provide resources and food for families. Is there anything else that you provide through your partnership with IYO for families in the city?
We do, yeah, we do like themed stuff, like if there's a Mother's Day or like a Valentine's Day or like stuff like that. Like where we're geared towards working with the community to build upon um love. We're all about unity and love. And
Yeah.
to uplift the community, we are all for it. So that's what we deal with when it comes to our partnership.
Right, and we all in different towns now. And I take her to all
You
over
got to
the
come a
country.
little bit more to the right, L, because we like
See me?
hear you and then you go out.
You see me now? You hear me?
Perfect. Perfect.
So we go to different sites. Like we went to Patterson, introduce her to the youth corps out
Yeah,
there in Patterson,
yeah,
networking, giving her more resources since she new in the
yeah.
game. Like she say, just
I'm
handing
new.
her new resources, getting out there, collaborating, letting her name be known of what things that she do that um what our some of the resources that we like as a network. Some things that people ask me about that we don't offer that I could
Mhm.
give Seda those resources.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I love the collaboration, right? I love, working with
Yes.
community organizations collaborating together. This way you
Yes.
can reach more people, you can bring more people into the fold, and you really have an opportunity to showcase what you do within your business, but also, like you said, Elle, to be able to help other small businesses or other organizations who are doing the work for the community, right? A lot of times, especially in Newark, we have so many nonprofits in the city, and a lot of times they work in silos.
Yes.
I said this a
Yes.
couple of times that throughout this COVID environment, I've been really proud and impressed with a lot of the ways that the nonprofits have been coming together, right? Coming together in coalition and partnership to make sure that the people get what they need throughout the city, right? So it's not just
Yes.
one
Yes.
person doing everything; it's everybody
Right.
coming together to be
Right.
able to help the families. And you've been
Right.
doing that for 50 years, Miss Wallace.
Right.
So tell us
Right.
more
yeah.
about your catalyst. Tell us more about like your catalyst to social justice and helping your community.
Yeah, we've
Yes.
been collaborating when the word was not something anybody would say. You may not know about
Right.
it, but years ago, several years ago, if you said you were a collaborator, you could get shot. That was like a curse word.
Wow.
Years ago, that was during the wars. You could not say you were collaborating,
Right.
So that shows you how one word has changed all throughout the world.
Absolutely.
All throughout the world.
Absolutely. And that's something you've been doing, forever. So what was your original catalyst? I know you said that your husband started IYO, but what has been your catalyst, all these years for keeping the doors open and, being the person that you are, because you're part of the fabric of IYO, right? Like you're part of why people come to IYO, why families are there. It's your spirit, it's your energy, you always have uplifting positive things to say. And then for the ones, that need that less than positive energy, like you give it to them too, right? So like what continues to be your catalyst for doing the
Well, it hasn't ever changed. The goal was to get what you need so that you could have a decent lifestyle economically, physically. Because, like I said, when we started out, our theme was, go to school, go to college, get a job, move out to a white picket fence. I mean, that was the goal in the 50s and the 60s. You're
Right.
going to a white picket fence where everything will be all right. Not
Right.
knowing that that wasn't really, what is that? And I don't even know my phone. See, I have it on timer to remind me about what I'm supposed to be doing. So our goal has still been the same:
Yeah.
get an education or get a way to make the kind of economics that will allow you to live a decent life. Now, that theme has never changed. It's always been that. And then, like I said, when social decline started happening, when drugs hit the community, when the loss of jobs, when the industries closed, all of that kind of changed how we did it. Same goal, same thing, but I couldn't say, like there was places like Dunkin', Berry's Biscuits. You can get a job in Berry Biscuits on Freedom Hudson Avenue. In a little while, you were making enough money that you could afford a home. You could afford it. Well,
Mhm.
once that
Mhm.
industry started changing, the goal was still the same, and it's still the same today. Now we have to think about how are we going to train people for the new world of work.
Absolutely.
And we are missing it, and that's why I like the parent philosophy, because the young people that Elliot has to work with, people think there's something that they're not. For instance, a lot of people don't have a lot of patience with them. Because why didn't they? Well, if they were what they needed to be, they wouldn't be at IYO.
Right.
If they had the patience, the endurance, the home training, if they had the talent, they would have stayed in school. So
Right.
now you got to add all that to it, because when we started, there wasn't so much of a dropout problem in the late the early, right after the riots in the 70s. The dropout problem wasn't that bad, but it did get worse as social decline came in.
Yeah.
So the goal is still the same at IYO. Get yourself together. As Chris Rock said, let's get some economics going here,
That's right.
because that's where it all depends on. It doesn't matter whether you're black, white, or whatever. If you got some economics in your pocket, then you can compete with the rest of the world. So
Absolutely.
that's when my husband started. Like I said, I didn't start it. I was just a person that had some skills to help him. And the next thing I know, from volunteering to do it 3 or 4 hours, it became a full time job.
Right.
And second, we were not married. I even got a marriage out of this. So I mean, you know,
You was ride or die, Miss Wallace. You wasn't even married, and this man
I
had his
was
dream
not
popping. And
married into this. So, but the goal is still the same. How can we get um, our group of people to get economically sound in whatever their
that's
chosen
right.
profession may be?
That's right.
Economically sound.
That's right. And to give them, like you said, the basic, right? The base to be able to do that.
Yes,
And I think that's part of what New Jersey Youth Corps does. Like you said, some of the students that you have there, the young adults, right? They come after they've had challenges in schools that they've been part of. They've had challenges in their family. They come with trauma. They come with
yes,
lots of
yes,
bags that
yes,
they bring with them.
yes.
They come to the program, and then they're not only given the education that they're needed to get their GED, but they're also given the support. So tell
Right.
us more about the Youth Corps program, L.
So the youth court program is basically is community service driven. You know, learning how to give back and to help others, like the will to give. So
Yeah.
it's for 16 to 25 year olds who dropped out, any for any parent reason that needed. I call it more social skills. It's not
Mhm.
more education, but social skills is what they really learn
Mhm.
at IYO. Learning how to come on time, learning how to wear a uniform, learning how to be respectful. Through the COVID thing, it even showed me that, I used to complain to the kids about pulling up their pants, you know, but I don't have to talk to them about wearing a mask. I still got to teach them how to come on time and,
Yeah.
wear a uniform, but they wear a mask, which I don't have a lot of problems with. So being becoming a productive citizen, teaching them life skills, going to community service and giving back to people, um, working with politics, learning, you know, as a district leader, what's the roles of what I play in the community,
Mhm. Mhm.
seeing what the residents need, trying to you know, letting people see you in a different light. Because, like I said, a lot of people see them and they run from them, and they be like, "Oh, them kid, those are just the same young people. It's just they had different avenues,
Yeah.
and they just looking for somebody." I say they need looking for somebody to love them and take more appreciative to them because they didn't play sports, they wasn't a part of maybe a club,
Right.
and they was the unforgotten young people.
Yeah.
So while they was in school, they just was like, "Well, I'm sitting here. I might as well just don't go. I'll see until they throw me out. I'll start a fight."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
they
they're
they
so
come to
misguided.
Outlaw.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're misguided.
Yep.
And like I said, when some of the community see some of the young people after they've gone through the youth corps, they say to me, "Is that the same young man?" I don't believe it. So it's
Yep.
changing their value system, and we also use the colleges to help with that. We partner with the colleges because they have resources that can
Absolutely.
help with the young people and their community service. So as collaborating with other groups, like say that, then it gives young people an opportunity to see more than just IYO. IYO is not the world. That's just one corner. Yeah,
Right.
go down and work with the college. Go. Let the college take you someplace. And so the idea is exposure, exposure, exposure. So I mean, most of the my first and second group of young people, they all became, because my husband was a fireman, a policeman,
Mm-hmm.
and a politician. So most of them are policemen, firemen, and politicians. That's the first group. Most of them did that because that's what they were exposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Over the last 50 years, how many families would you say have come through the doors of our WOW? Right? Just in one
Well,
capacity
I
or
know we
another.
we haven't count. Luckily for us, we had a young man that came early in our beginnings, that before we knew about computers. He started our computer system. His name was Ray Ward. He is now no longer with us, been gone. But he showed us how to do some counting, because remember, the servers had these computers long time before we got them.
Right.
It might be new to us, but some folks had it long time ago. And
Been
he
good.
worked for this place called Lockheed, which was always has been one of the armed forces producing companies. And he started us out on learning how to keep up with people, how to count. So I guess we ran for a while. We kept up everything. And my last count is about people that have come through the program was about very close to over 42,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
their parents, the children. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a
And
lot of
so
families. That's a lot
a
of
lot of
families throughout the
families
years
that
that have been
because we
touched
were
by
the place
WOW.
where the parents would come because they had to go back to they went back to school. Well,
Right.
who was going to take care of the kids? So we had the after school programs and everything so parents could do that. So it like I said, it fills
Wow.
a great need. And I think right now the mayor had produced a book maybe a year ago, and there's about the four oldest organizations in Newark, and our YO happened to be one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And still going strong, right? We're gonna
Yes,
got a
well,
shout out later
yeah,
on,
we're
a little
still
bit later
going
on before we
strong.
close. Yeah,
But
about
I'm
that.
looking, I'm
Yeah.
looking, I'm looking for new people to take it into the future.
New blood.
At
New blood.
85, I'm looking for people to take it into the future.
That's right. That's right. 42, right? 42,000 people.
And
That's
pay
lots of
now for
alumni.
my
That's
succession
lots of
plan.
people. Yep. Yep. Lots of people been through those doors, right? So they have an alumni
Yes,
association. So this is the call, right? If
right.
you've ever been to IYO, if IYO has ever touched your life, touched your family, somebody you know has talked about it, right? They're looking for alumni to come on back.
Yeah,
My son is part of the alumni. My daughter, I'm trying to get her in the mix. I'm trying to get my youngest son. They're looking for the next generation to come on,
yeah.
right? We want to see
We had
IYO for another 50 years. We want to see
we
all
had
the things
planned.
we have.
Yeah, the alumni had started was over a year ago. The alumni had come together to celebrate, which would be our 50th anniversary, which was supposed to be in October 2020.
Yeah.
Well, COVID came along, so we couldn't do that. So, but I'm hoping that they will continue to plan for the next 51st year. So they did
Absolutely.
come together to try to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope that we can have even more alumni, and maybe
Yes.
think about, maybe having even just a parent alumni association, right? Not just the kids to come back, but have the parents come back, have us come
Yes.
back, all of us together, trying to plan how we can make how we can still make the next 50 years of IYO as impactful as the first 50 years have been.
Right, and that's your group, because my group, we
Absolutely.
are all 75 and 80. We're not coming back to do anything. We're going to
We just
hopefully.
need your wisdom. That's all.
That's
Just come
right.
in, share your wisdom with us so we know how we
Yeah,
move
yeah, yeah.
and
I'm
give
passing
us
all this
those
to
nuggets.
Elliot. Elliot. Poor Elliot doesn't have a life. He's just does whatever. He doesn't have a life. Poor young man
I
doesn't have a
know,
life.
I
Just
know,
has social service.
I know. Elliot, he's always with the kids, always. Like, what do you go home
Yeah.
to? Like, he's always with those kids, always with the boys, always like doing something with the kids. I
And he's
know.
been
Right.
doing it. There's some people that are gifted. I saw
Mm,
him when he was only 16 with younger kids playing. And he had that little basketball team. I told my husband about it. So my husband met him and they he put him under his wing and he's been with me ever since. So that's been almost what, 30 years?
30 years.
wow, I love
30
it.
years,
So
right,
my
right.
son has won many a championship. Go ahead, South 17th Street Eager Beavers. They won many a championship.
That's right.
With Coach L, right? He has some of the girls he coached, right? They're playing professionally,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
They're playing
Yeah.
overseas. They're
Yes.
in college
Yes.
degrees. So L has definitely been Uncle L, Coach L. He's definitely
Right.
been a mentor in a lot of the lives of the youth
Yes.
in our city.
Gifted by God. Gifted by God for that purpose. Yes.
Absolutely. He continues to be. So, Seda, tell us a little bit more about the effect that your organization is having in our community. I know you said, you're starting new, but from what I've seen, right, from the work that you're doing, I think you are making a huge impact on our community. So, tell us more about the work that you're doing and the impact it's having.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, yes. All right. So we do a lot. We deal with a lot of the food pantries. We deal with a lot with clothes giveaway. We deal with anything in general. We help out with rental assistance.
Yep.
Um, I'm on the homeless coalition team, so I get crisis calls throughout the whole day. I don't sleep, so that's why I got this silver wig because I'm like, if this gonna make my face look a little brighter, I believe it will.
You look
'Cause
good.
I don't
You look
sleep.
beautiful. You look beautiful.
Um, I'm also on the land bank team now, so I'm learning a lot about the land bank. So I'm trying to give the public a lot of assistance. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all. Sorry. Can y'all still hear
That's
me?
better. Yep, that's much better. Yep, that's better.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Now you're low. Oh my gosh.
But we can hear
Okay, so
you.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. So
Keep
yeah,
going.
every day, because we're located at 361 Grove Street. So we started off at my home office as a nonprofit, and now we are a nonprofit and a for-profit entity. We do T-shirts. We do community. Turn that down. I'm dealing with the kids, so you see, it's real. The parent impact is real.
Yes, it is.
Okay, this ain't no, like you said, it ain't scripted. This is real deal
Right.
in the field. So, you know, me being a single mom of four small children, I just, I just keep going. I
Yeah.
deal with so many. Like I said, I do T-shirts, I do food pantries, I do clothing giveaways. We do household essential giveaways, so we give out household stuff. Right now, we give out masks and sanitation stuff because of the pandemic. So
Yeah.
we all focus on community.
Absolutely.
And there's so many entities out there that's doing the same thing. But however, you continue to do what you do because that's where your heart is focused on. You know
That's
what
right.
I'm saying? And you stay focused on the groundwork, what like I said, what your heart is focused on. You
That's
don't change the game because, oh, this person is doing this and they're doing the same thing as you. You still continue to do what God position you to do. Now
right.
I have a million kids. I say a million because I got you should put me on your live because I will make your live.
Okay. It's
I will
okay.
make it so crazy. But yeah, she like, go ahead, be my guest.
We are happy to have you here with us.
Well, yeah.
Crazy.
What I'm trying to get at is, um, Parents, those who are listening, if you have something in your heart, do what you do. Focus on your passion and focus on what it is that make your heart tingle. And you continue to be a role model to your children because as Ms. Wallace and Awayo and Elliot, the whole team over there are doing, they're trying to do that. They're trying to get them on that level.
Right.
So if I can focus on being a role model to the parents, that's my whole goal. I
Yeah.
have a lot of people that I inspire as a young single mom. I just turned 35 yesterday. Woohoo!
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm aggravated, y'all. I'm aggravated. Y'all should have put me on this podcast. Elliot probably like, oh my God. But anywho, and Miss Wallace, but
Okay.
I just like to have fun, but at the same time, I'm still an aggressive person. I can still be firm and assertive.
Right.
Um, I'm,
That's right.
I just want the parents to understand that I focus on the community that is struggling with poverty stricken in the poverty stricken areas.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you see what I'm saying? And for those who feel like that you can't reach your goal because you are limited to money and resources, stop it. Stop it. Because I ain't got no money. I started off with crates in my house and I'm still broke and I'm still going.
But you
Right.
find a
So
way. You
stop it,
find a way.
parents. Stop it
Yep.
with the excuses because your kids are following you.
That's
Your
right.
kids
Right.
are watching you. Okay,
That's
parents? Your
that's right.
kids
Every
are
move.
the next, yes, future models. They're
Yes.
they're they're the ones who's going to be the presidents. We know that the presidents, the CEOs, they're going to run the whole world,
That's right.
and they're going to run their business more than them because guess what? The parents may get sick or they can't run their business no more, whatever the case may be. If you started your business, your kid is watching you. I got my
That's right.
kids doing everything now.
That's
My
right.
kids
You can be
make
a part of it.
T-shirts. My kids make decals for the windows for your
That's right.
cars if you need to brand. You see, they're watching me. So
That's
parents,
right.
cut it out with you're limited to money because if you can invest $200 in a wig like this, and this ain't even two
Invest in
hundred
your
dollars,
business.
you shouldn't put me on this podcast because I get real.
You can take that money and invest it in your future for your child, right? Like that's gonna be a legacy. That's gonna be a future, that your children can have for things that they want to see happen. How can families get more involved in helping you?
Needs,
Like, is
right?
there is there is there something that you need for families in the city of Newark to be able to help you with? Like, how can families get more involved with the
Yes.
work that you're doing?
Yes.
um, so you know what? I can't hear it. I'm so sorry. Um,
No worries.
Say it again. I'm so sorry.
I was asking, how can families get more involved in the work that you're doing for the community?
Some families can get involved by contacting me. I'm always willing to assist anyone. I'm always willing to assist. You can come in and shadow me if that's what you're saying. I'm so sorry if I didn't hear your
Yes.
question.
No, that's what I was saying.
Okay, okay. You can always come to 361 Grove Street, Newark, New Jersey, 07103. I'm always willing to open my doors to shadow in with anybody willing to get assistance on how to start your business. I'm
Hmm.
always willing. Elliot, no. Elliot told me. He be like, you never say no. I never say no.
I love
Never.
that. I
My
love
doors
that.
is always open. So come through, or you can call me 973-745-3406.
I love that.
Okay.
Thank you, Thea. I love that. I love that. And I think, from everybody watching you now, I think they understand where the word adventure comes from. I think they get that now. I
Yes.
think I get it now. I totally understand where the word adventure comes from now. Because I think families working with you is definitely going to be an adventure. It's definitely going to be fun,
Yes.
but you are definitely going to get the work done.
That's
So
right.
totally understand that name now. Totally understand. And thank you so much for all that you do. So, what are some other ways for IYO that the community can come and help you? Right, we talked about some of the alumni coming back. Like, what other ways can our community be able to help out IYO?
Well, for IYO, my concentration is putting together the new team to take IYO into the future.
Yes.
The succession plan is to take the facility that we have and further develop it into a 70,000 square foot facility for housing other programs. Right now, we house a couple of programs, and I want to perfect that. I hope that's what they can do. Also, to develop a housing unit. So I'm looking for people that want to come and take our O into the future, knowing what the standards are now, how to get it done, how to raise the money. So I'm really looking first for a additional board members to help the present board members who are now trying to retire, and some of them whose terms have been up and may be coming back, like Wayne Smith,
Hmm.
who held it down for over 3 years. So I'm looking for people now that's ready to move it into the future, and
Absolutely.
that's my goal. And that's about all I can concentrate on. The making sure that the three established programs that we have continue. But my main goal is to develop new leadership to take it into the future. That's
Oh,
what I'm trying to do, and that's where 80% of my interest is right now.
okay.
That's where I am.
So you heard the call, right? You heard the call, everybody. International Youth Organization. The website is here. Email admin at ionorc.org. If you are willing, if you are ready to come on to the board, there's a question here. Are there any requirements for the board, for board members that you're looking for?
Well, it's basically what their interest may be, because there are about 7 different committees that people can join.
Okay.
But the main thing is be committed to whatever you say you're going to do. Okay.
Absolutely.
And it would be good to have the ability, if you're on the finance committee, to have an interest in raising money.
Right.
People don't understand that in a nonprofit, you got to be raising money at all times.
You do.
So, I mean, and so that's that committee. If you're interested in programming or development of a housing unit, the word is out now that the mayor wants us to do that, because, as you know, the mayor was also one of my alumni,
Yeah.
Raz
Right.
and Wayne Smith. So uh, it's up to the person to uh, call me any kind of way to get in touch with me and see the committees and what they feel that they can do. I'm looking for somebody that's interested in moving the next set of people out of poverty.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
it,
So
and
that's
since
you.
we've got
Oh,
national recognition, it's not, they'll have a good building block to build on,
right.
because the reputation is there. We're
Yeah.
nationally known, so you won't be starting from scratch. What you people need to do, let's take it into the future. For instance,
Absolutely.
I have no intention of being on Zoom every other hour or so. Well, the next group will want to do that. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes,
there's
you will.
there's new talents that's needed, new energy, and a plan, and now's the time to do it. While
Absolutely.
the country is in looking at how this can be done, I got a good 4 years maybe to make something happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So if that's you, if Miss Wallace is talking to you, please reach out to IYO. The information is here. Email, stop. Well,
Yes.
I would say stop by. If you do, be protected. Have a mask on if you stop
Yeah,
by.
have a mask on. Then you got to go through the
Then you
rigmarole.
gotta go
Have
through
your
our pick
Yes,
and Ellie take you through the paces of temperature.
temperature, hand
be protected.
sanitizer.
All
So right
right.
now, reach out if you can virtually. Right, reach
Yes,
out. Check out
yes,
their
yes.
website. If you're
Yes,
interested
and we'll be
in.
doing, Elliot has set up virtual meetings. I think they're going to start in another 2 weeks. So we'll be out. Hopefully, you can help us with this to get the word out virtually too. Every
Absolutely.
Saturday, I will be interviewing candidates. I will be looking for candidates to come on board.
We will absolutely share that on our site, on our Parent Impact site. Absolutely. So if that's
So,
you, please come on out. Uh, be the next leadership of IYO, right? We always say be the change that you want to see. So we want to see IYO continue to grow for the next 50 years. So if that's you, get involved. Also, get involved with Taylor's Career Planning Adventure, right? If you're someone who's looking to be an entrepreneur, to learn more
yes,
about how to run a nonprofit, to learn more
right,
Yo,
about
cut it off.
to
Hurry
be,
up.
be part of an adventure, you know,
right.
check it out,
Oh
check
my
them out on
God. I'm
Facebook.
sorry. So
So before we
can
leave,
y'all hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. Before we leave,
Oh, oh my
this
God.
is the
The
parent
whole time
impact. So yeah, we got about 10 minutes. Um, we're
the
gonna
peanut
leave
butter
this out
jelly
Excellent.
our
is
last
up, and I'm
question.
like, cut it You can hear that?
No. I had you on mute. I put you on mute. So
Oh
you didn't
God!
hear
Oh
your
my
tirade.
God!
You didn't hear your
Oh my
tirade.
God! I'm
So I'm
so
going to ask
sorry,
you
y'all.
guys,
For real, this
you
is
know,
real deal.
yes,
Okay,
it is.
entrepreneur. Like, okay, yes.
Yes.
I'm
So
sorry,
this
Miss
is the
Cosby.
parent
What was the
impact.
question? And Miss
Yes.
Wallace, I'm sorry.
Yep. So this is the last question. This is the parent impact live, right? So
Uh huh.
Yes.
say, what is your parent impact, Theta?
My parent impact is like I said, like just focus on what's going to generate wealth.
Yep.
We got to start from where we came from.
Mhm.
We got to really, and I'm a younger crowd in the game. I'm new to the game, so I'm following right behind Mrs. Wallace steps, and
Yep.
I feel like an honor to do that. Um, she's been
Yep.
in the game for a while, so I'm right behind her. Yeah. So my thing is focus on, you know, what's going to make you wealthy.
Yeah.
Um,
That's right.
we wasn't taught this in school. So you gotta be self-sufficient to learn your own knowledge. You can't be ignorant to the fact you can't walk around smoking weed and drinking all day long and, not doing something with, generating wealth for your family.
That's right.
Right.
What's gonna generate wealth?
That's
Go
right.
Right.
And
buy
create a
some
future.
land.
Right. A
Go get a
future for your
lot.
children. Yep.
Go spend about $3,000 on your income tax. Okay, all right, I'm pushing it, right? For those that don't know about what I'm talking about. So let's spend about 2,000. Let's say 1,500. Start small.
That's
Get you
right.
a land, mom and dad. Go
Right.
get
That's
you
right.
that.
That's right.
You deserve it because that land, you're gonna develop more off that land. You're gonna develop more because a developer, when I mean developer, somebody's gonna want to purchase property off your land.
That's right.
Right.
But we don't know this because it was taken away from us.
Right.
That's right.
So, parents, if I'm going too deep, start small. Start with Hidia Chula. Take them upstairs. I'm on a call. I'm on a podcast. Take them upstairs. Bye. Right now. Sorry, y'all. It gets real deal for
No
real in the
worries.
field.
No worries.
Take them upstairs.
We
You ain't
understand.
trying nothing. You ain't going upstairs. Bye. Okay. So parents, I go 0 to 100. Y'all like, Lord, they gonna edit this video. Miss Wallace laughing. We're gonna make Miss Wallace laugh because it's an honor to fall under her. I swear, like
Absolutely.
to be up on here with Miss Wallace, Miss Wallace. That's dope. Like she's the real deal out in Newark. Like,
Yes.
but
Yes, she is.
however, mom and dads, if that's too much, then focus on the smallest things. Focus on what makes your heart tingle, what gives you a desire, especially right now because we're all stuck in the house. This is the perfect time
That's
to
right.
get your mind rolling. What can get you a hustle? So
That's
focus on your hustle. If you don't even know where your heart starts from, what makes your heart tingle, what makes your stomach tingle. If you can't get that, basically that's your passion. If you can't get that, then focus on what's your hustle.
that's right.
Hustle and
What do you do
bustle.
well? Right.
That's
What do
all
you
Yeah.
do
we
that?
know is the hustle and bustle.
That's
Okay,
right.
what
Right.
we mean by that? That means go out and find a side gig. Okay, if you don't know what that means, then come on now. Come on now. You
Yep.
gotta go out there and find out
That's right.
what's
That's
gonna
right.
make you some extra money, okay? And
That's right.
once you get that extra money, that extra gig, that's gonna give you a motivation. We ain't talking about illegal, we talking about legal. I know they're gonna y'all send the phone about this. All right, so listen, legally, focus on your side hustle and focus on what gives you an adrenaline rush. So that's my
Right.
parent impact. And at the
Right.
same time, while you're dealing with that, focusing on your hustle and making your side money, that's going to get you motivated to starting your own business. It's a step-by-step process because if you don't have a mentor, at
Yeah.
least that right there can guide you into starting what you're trying to do.
That's right.
Okay, so
That's
that's that. Now, at the same time, while they're doing that, they need to be focusing on their children. So it's a
Right.
balance here.
Yeah.
And parents, we get frustrated. I get it. I'm frustrated all day, every day. You see me yelling at them like, stop it. I make all kind of faces, right? I look like the imposter. Yeah, I know. But my kids said, no, you do, mommy. You don't know what you're talking about. But listen, because they know what I'm talking about. It's an imposter game. I'm quite sure parents, y'all know about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
However, imposter, Roblox, your kids is all on social media, all these platforms, right?
Yeah.
All right. If you see that, kind of balance out your lifestyle. Kind of balance out uh being less frustrated with your children. It's easier than done. I know,
Yeah.
I get it, because I'm the same way, and I'm a single mom, so I get frustrated quick, y'all. And you can see it in my face. This is not fake. This is real deal. Right now, I'm trying to get a breather while I'm closing my eyes, but I'm gonna make this really quick
Understood.
because we gotta end this
Yeah, we
podcast.
got about 4 minutes. And we definitely
I'm being real.
want to hear Miss Wallace's
I'm being real from the heart, parents. Focus on balancing your lifestyle with your children. Your children are watching you.
Absolutely.
Okay? Love your children. Your children are your number one priority. Don't
That's
put
right.
no one above them. No one. A man, your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather. I don't care. They came from you.
That's right.
Focus on your children.
That's right.
They belong to you. They came out of you. Okay? And no
Absolutely.
matter what trauma you've been through, if you can't deal with that, parents, then you gotta find another solution. But however, that's another topic. But this topic right here is focused on your children. We have to empower them. They are
Yes.
watching you, parents. They are
Yes,
watching
they
you.
are. Yes,
Like I
they
said,
are.
I got my kids watching me, making decals, t-shirts, all kind of stuff. Business contracts. They be like, mommy, we're so overwhelmed. I'm like, well, next day it'll be another day.
And
But
they
you're
are,
gonna
and you're
learn
building a future for them. You're helping
because
them build their
they're
future.
watching me.
That's right.
All
And they're
right,
building their
parents.
own. Well,
So
thank
take
you.
Yes.
heed to
Thank
that.
you
I
for your
love y'all.
impact.
And
Thank
just
you
once
so much.
again, focus on
Thank
your
you.
children. And the other thing is, you know, just focus on balancing your lifestyle. Focus while you're focusing on your children. I know this Zoom stuff and all this stuff is a headache. I get it because it damn sure is a headache. I have to put them in tutoring because I can't do it because I got 11 programs once again that I'm running, and you too can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
You
Thank
too.
you,
Go
Frida.
get your
Thank
little
you so much
makeup,
for
put your
your
wig
time.
on, and keep it going.
Yes,
All
get it
right,
going, get it
Okay.
popping.
push it
Thank you
through.
so much. Miss Wallace, what is your
Yes.
parent impact? What has been
Yes.
your parent impact over the 50 years that you've been doing this work?
Parent impact. Well, I think, like I said, my first two groups before social decline, the impact was to become a good parent by getting what you needed for yourself so that you could pass it on for the children. Okay. And I see a decline in that over the years. And some of it is not, didn't happen. We didn't know it was going to happen. When drugs hit the inner cities in the late 80s and 90s, we weren't prepared for that. When three strikes happened, that happened when
Yeah,
men were put out of the home. See, there's a lot that has happened to
yeah,
destroy the black community.
absolutely.
And so we got to now always, I look at Black Lives Matter. Well, I was doing Black Lives Matter. My God, I was born in 1935. I still remember some of that.
They
So,
matter then,
it's
they
a
matter now.
continuous fight to continue. So I think parents need to play a role in their young people's lives, but mostly go to the meetings, be a part of whatever's happening in your community for your children. And that's what we've always done at IYO. And I'm hoping the next group will continue to do that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for all the work that you've done for being in our community, and we are absolutely going to find a new crew to take the reins and keep
Yes,
IYO going for the next 50 years.
yes.
Thank you for to all of you for all that you do for our community. It was wonderful to have you here on the show, and continue to making the parent impact. And we welcome you as National Parent Union guests and members. So please, if you're
Yes,
not
yes.
already, please make sure that you complete your application. We welcome you all to the National Parents Union, and I will see you around the city of Newark. Thank you so much. Have a great
All
night,
right.
everybody.
You have one
You too.
tonight.
Have a good night.
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much. Thank you. Another great episode of the Parent Impact Live. We had the amazing, iconic Mrs. Wallace from International Youth Organization. Again, if you want to get involved, check them out, iyo-newark.org. Sada's career planning adventure, check her out on Facebook. It's definitely an adventure from what you saw. This is, again, true parenting. This is true life. This is authentic voices of parents across the nation sharing our stories, sharing our lives with you. And don't forget to sign up for the Parent Clapback, which is happening this Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Please sign up. Go to the National Parent Union website. Sign up. It's going to be amazing. We have activist Tamika Mallory who's going to be on. We're going to be talking about Black history. We're going to be talking about advocating and advocacy. So please join us for that. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great evening. Thank you. See you next week.